School of Management in Northwest University, Evanston, Chicago, Illinois, USA, between 1974 and 1977. He graduated with a master's in management, finance, and management. His master's studies were fully paid for by the First National Bank of Chicago, his employer under its first scholar program. Honorable Joseph Nyaga became the first student from outside the US to be put in his special management training program. He was also among the first Kenyans to acquire MBA degree, as the old colonial system emphasized accountancy qualifications. With good education background, Honorable Nyaga started off his career at an early age, and growing from one level to another, he became a public servant par excellence. He started his public service when he was still a student. Between 1966 and 1972, he worked during school vacation and university vacation for Kenya Bus Service, Murdoch, McRae and Smith Accountants, and British America Tobacco, Kenya Limited. This was possible because at the time, as part of Kenyalization of the economy and civil service, students were given opportunity to work as they carried out their education. In the period 1973 to 1983, Honorable Nyaga served as a banker with the First National Bank of Chicago, which is part of today's JP Morgan and Chase Bank, New York. He started as a management trainee at the bank's Nairobi branch for 1 year before being transferred to the headquarters in Chicago in the same position. He spent an average of 6 months in each department of the bank as part of the program. While working at the First National Bank of Chicago, Honorable Nyaga was involved in processing many loan requests from the bank branches in Middle East and also in Africa area. Honorable Nyaga came back to the First National Bank of Chicago in Kenya in February 1977, becoming the only Kenyan international banker in the country at the time. He ended up as a head of credit department. Among the early loans he gave out as head of the credit department were to the Treasury for putting up the Intercontinental Hotel. As a head of credit department, he saw the First National Bank of Chicago fund many other big companies and parastatals. While at the First National Bank of Chicago, Kenya, Honorable Nyaga served as the treasurer of the Kenya Institute of Banks. Honorable Nyaga was later transferred to the First National Bank of Chicago, London Region Office as the Assistant Vice President in charge of trade finance in Africa, a position that involved extensive traveling across Africa and involved working closely with the government and local commercial banks. He also oversaw training of many African bankers at the First National Bank of Chicago, London Region Office. He contributed immensely to the development of banking industry and making profession in Africa in early period of independence of African countries. Honorable Nyaga served as a role model for the young Kenyans who were joining new international banks that were entering the Kenyan market for the first time. From October 1983 to September 1987, Honorable Nyaga served as the high-level diplomat in different positions. He served as Kenya ambassador to the European Union, Kingdom of Belgium, Grand Duchy of Luxembourg, and as a diplomat, he worked with the other African, Caribbean, Pacific group diplomats headquartered in Brussels to get many trade and industry cohesion for their countries. Some of the major benefits during his term as a diplomat included financing of major roads, research, education, banks, agriculture, among others. Kenya enjoyed concession trade terms under the Lome Convention for Kenyan flowers and horticultural products. At the same time, Kenya was able to work very closely with Belgium government on bilateral basis. During the period starting September 1987 to April 1991, Honorable Nyaga provided specialized service to Kenya in aviation industry. He served as the managing director / CEO of Kenya Airways. He took over the management of the national carrier when it was experiencing serious management problems, including excess staff, old and unreliable aircrafts, and politics of acquisition of aircrafts. As CEO, Honorable Nyaga played a very important role in preparing the airline for privatization, which required strengthening the management team for competitive international market. Under his leadership, a lot of achievements were made at the Kenya Airways. While Kenya Airways retrained a big number of staff, it also became one of the biggest employer of young university graduates. Kenya Airways also brought in expatriates in the key areas of engineering, ICT, finance, while at the same time building local capacity in the other areas. Kenya Airways acquired appropriate aircraft for Kenyan market needs and strengthening its route markets. Kenya Airways also started discussions with potential airlines that would buy into KQ, especially airlines from the Far East. The Kenya Airways under his management was stabilized and strengthened acquisition of aircraft at competitive international prices, getting government approval to privatize the national airlines. While at Kenya Airways, Honorable Nyaga served as the president of African Airlines Association. He was given a special award by AFRAA for his outstanding contribution to the aviation industry. Honorable Nyaga has applied knowledge and skills and experience from public service to set up and manage private enterprises. For 6 years after leaving Kenya Airways, he helped establish and manage family business and interests in 4 milling and real estates. He set up cargo airline based at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in close collaboration with Lufthansa Cargo Airline of Germany. He also joined Houston, US-based Energy and International Trading Company and served it in management board. As a politician, Honorable Nyaga was in elective politics from 1997 to 2013. During the period, he was elected member of parliament from Mbeere South constituency, Embu County for 10 years and served as a nominated MP for 5 years. He served as cabinet minister in the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Ministry of Lands and Settlement, Office of the President in the Department of Personnel Management, Ministry of Cooperative Development and Marketing. He also served as an assistant minister in the Ministry of Agriculture and East African Community and Regional Cooperation. Apart from serving as a cabinet minister, as a politician, Honorable Nyaga served in various senior positions in KANU, ODM, and both local and also national level. He actively participated at the Bomas of Kenya Constitution Conference, where he was the chairman of the Eastern Province delegates. He was also in leadership of all small communities of Kenya. While Honorable Nyaga registered many achievements in the different ministries, he served as the most outstanding contribution were in the areas of cooperatives. In the period he served in the Ministry of Cooperative Development and Marketing, Honorable Nyaga saw the sector raise its profile at very high level. In 2007, when he was named the Cabinet Minister for the Cooperative Development and Marketing in the Grand Coalition government, he set out to transform the cooperative movement and also cooperative education in Kenya, a manner never seen before. He gave a lot of support to the Teachers Circle, which saw emergence of powerful National Teachers Circle through his personal encouragement, attending AGMs, official opening of buildings, launching of new products across the country. He helped the Teachers Circle grow to a level never imagined before. He helped revive agricultural cooperatives in Mount Kenya region, Kisii, Machakos, and Bungoma, a subsector that had completely collapsed. Honorable Nyaga took personal initiatives to travel the country, explaining the needs for farmers to improve production and quality, speaking to farmers directly and also to the leaders in forums. He popularized the concept of cooperative in areas that initially did not have cooperative tradition and challenged farmers to start cooperative societies for pineapples and sweet potatoes in Kaspul, Kapondo, and also Rangwe area. He showed cooperators the great political force they were, changing cooperative leaders to seek elective positions or support candidates who would be friendly to the government. He amplified the lobbying power of the cooperative movement and their capacity to use their numbers to demand and get their wishes granted. Honorable Nyaga has always expressed strong beliefs in power of cooperative movement. As minister, he spent much of his time to raise the profile of the Ministry of Cooperative Development and Marketing. From near collapse of the cooperative sector in 1990, when he was at the helm of the Ministry of Cooperative Development and Marketing, he worked hard to enhance the profile of the ministry. As a result of his work at the Ministry of Cooperative Development and Marketing, the ministry witnessed great improvement in budgetary allocation, construction of offices, write-off of coffee and rice debt through the ministry. All these greatly enhanced the profile of the cooperative sector and the Ministry of Cooperative Development and Marketing. As a minister, Honorable Nyaga made great contribution addressing legislation and regulation gaps in the cooperative sector. It was under his guide that the Cooperative Alliance of Kenya was registered as the national apex body for the cooperatives. Under his charge, the SACCO Society Act 2008 was passed, which provided for SACCO Society Regulatory Authority (SASRA) to regulate deposit-taking SACCOs. Honorable Nyaga also oversaw setting up of rules and regulations, operationalized the Act, further to the safeguard to the cooperative movement from corruption, Honorable Nyaga oversaw setting of ethics commission for SACCOs and sought initial funding to get the commission operational. Honorable Nyaga extended his seal for cooperative development beyond Kenya borders. He greatly contributed to promoting development of cooperatives in East Africa and Africa at large. He contributed to the revival of Africa Confederation of Cooperative Savings and Credit Association. Further, as the Minister of Cooperative Development and Marketing, he opened ways of Kenya to support the cooperative development as a tool for reconstruction of Rwanda after the genocide and South Sudan. Through his support, Kenya, with financial support of UNDP, recruited retired Kenyan cooperative ministry officers to help reorganize the county cooperative movement after the genocide. Kenya also started off arrangements under which groups of Rwandese officers came to train at the Cooperative University of Kenya and get attached to work under the county cooperative officers for their experience. With support of Honorable Nyaga, Kenya set out a team of officers to South Sudan to carry out cooperative analysis situation. As a result of the Cooperative College of Kenya beginning to train officers for South Sudan through scholarship by the government of Kenya. The success of the program saw the government of South Sudan come up with programs for training its cooperative officers at the Cooperative College of Kenya. Early in his service at the Ministry of Cooperative Development and Marketing, Honorable Nyaga identified the need for high-level training in cooperatives. He saw the need for the Cooperative College at Karen to start awarding degrees to develop high-level manpower needed to steer cooperatives in Kenya to greater levels. He observed that Kenya cooperative, being the most advanced in Africa, must show leadership in training and research field as a way of having awarding degrees, an awarding degree institution. Through his leadership, he negotiated for establishment of the Cooperative University College of Kenya with strong ties to the cooperative movement. He set his eye on having fully fledged cooperative university as an urgent goal for the cooperative movement in Kenya, thus granting the charter to the Cooperative University of Kenya by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta, on 7th October 2016 is indeed a personal triumph for Honorable Joseph Nyaga, and in culmination of the journey he started off several years ago. It is in this recognition, acknowledgement, and appreciation of his distinguished and selfless service to this nation and to mankind through his work in the cooperative sector in Kenya and in Africa that the Cooperative University of Kenya is greatly honored to confer the degree of Doctor of Cooperative Honoris Causa of the Cooperative University of Kenya upon Honorable Jeremiah Nyaga. Welcome, Chancellor. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I admit you to the Doctor of Cooperative Business Honoris Causa, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you power to read and to do all that appertains to this degree. Certificate, Honorable Dr. Nyaga, Chancellor of the University. And now, congregation, I now present to you the Chancellor of the Cooperative University of Kenya, the Honorable Dr. Joseph William Ndega Nyaga.
him to give using
The Chancellor, sir.
Thank you very much, Honorable CS, for joining us. We are in the process of continuing, and we must appreciate the time that you have sacrificed to come. I know that you've been in a very, very busy schedule. This also being your first time in this institution since you took over the ministry. I must say we are very proud to be the first ones to welcome you here. Karibu sana. Thank you very much, Mr. Chancellor, sir. Allow me then at this particular moment to welcome you to give your acceptance speech. Can we welcome the Chancellor with an applause? Thank you. Karibu, karibu. Karibu, Chancellor. We really appreciate your coming, and we want to wish you the best in this institution.
The CS, Cabinet Secretary, Dr. Matiang'i, the PS, State Department of Cooperatives, Mr. Ali Noor Ismail, Chairperson, the Co-operative University of Kenya Governing Council, Dr. Gladys Mwiti, the Co-operative University Kenya Council members, the Acting Vice Chancellor, the Co-operative University of Kenya, Professor Douglas Shitanda, Vice Chancellors and Deputy Vice Chancellors of other universities present, the CEOs of national cooperative organizations present, chancellors of other universities present, the entire cooperative movement, Cooperative University of Kenya alumni, our 2016 graduates, the university staff and students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I stand here this morning to accept with great humility to be the pioneer chancellor of the Cooperative University of Kenya. This is a great occasion, not only to me personally, but also to the hundreds of you all gathered here as history is written and takes shape for the future. To the chairperson of the council, Dr. Gladys Mwiti, and your council, the management, staff, and students, I say thank you. You've done a tremendous job to ensure that this becomes a university. I wish in a very special way to thank the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency, Uhuru Kenyatta, for appointing me to become the Chancellor of this new university. I remember when the President appointed me, he told me that he had no choice but to do it. He saw perhaps what I had not seen about myself. Mr. President, I take the challenge. The Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, led by the Cabinet Secretary, Dr. Fred Matiang'i, I'm humbled. I thank you. We will work together with this great community to make this a global university as envisioned in its mission and vision. The foundation stone is in place. We shall move forward and very quickly. I want to also thank Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology for mentoring this university to where it is now. I look forward to your continued support and collaboration now and in the future. Truly, I feel different. The robes I've been dressed in today look royal. The seat I've been given is historic. It is magnificent. I will sit there and give change and reason a room. I promise not to let this university down. As I stand here, ladies and gentlemen, the Co-operative University of Kenya has a unique history, and today we open a new chapter which generations to come shall benchmark it. This history must resonate in our minds. We must make progress. We have to stand and be counted. The African continent is where Kenya is a champion of the corporate movement. We all know that. It is this institution is the driver of that progress. We must shine and move fast. I'm truly pleased by the role of this institution as we make that progress. We have taken advantage of this reality that Kenya is the leader of the movement and ride on it and grab the globalization challenge to the advantage of this institution. This institution has made great progress since 1952 from a small East African School of Cooperation to a department in the Ministry of Cooperatives and Marketing, to a university college under Jomo Kenyatta, and now a full-fledged university. This is true progress. This is history. It is the hallmark of it all. My late father was Minister of Agriculture and Cooperatives for several years. This is where my history with this great institution began. I have known the institution since time immemorial. If I don't know almost every corner of the Cooperative University of Kenya, I know its potential. Perhaps that is where we start. Ladies and gentlemen, since I retired from politics, I've wanted to be a teacher of cooperative education. When I came to the last graduation of this college before it became a university, as the cabinet minister in charge of corporate development and marketing on December 4, 2012, I publicly asked to be, in future, be hired as a teacher here. I was very serious, but most people laughed at me. I am happy to be back home. Mr. President, I accept to be the chancellor of this great university with great humility as I take the dreams of the founders of this great institution. We will move forward. We will not only build a legacy, but a great sea of responsible citizens, Kenyans who would add value to their families, Kenyans who will move this great nation forward. I thank you. May God bless the Cooperative University of Kenya. Thank you.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, Thank you very much for that very encouraging speech. At this time, allow me to also recognize other guests who have come. We have Mr. David Onyanja, who is a personal assistant to the Cabinet Secretary. And we have Mr. Marube, who is the CEO for CUK Kenya. Can you welcome them with a hand clap? Mr. Chancellor, sir, at this particular moment, I want now to call upon the chairman of the Co-operative University of Kenya Alumni Association to address the congregation.
Our Pioneer Chancellor, Honorable Dr. Joseph Nyaga, the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, Dr. Fred Matiang'i, the Co-operative University of Kenya Council members, the Acting Vice Chancellor, the Co-operative University of Kenya, Vice Chancellors of other universities present, the CEOs of national cooperative organizations present, my colleagues, alumni members, our 2016 graduates, the university staff and students, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to read on behalf of the chairperson of the Co-operative University of Kenya the speech for today. Graduations are indeed a memorable and joyous moment in life because they mark an important life milestone for the toils of the graduates, the sacrifices of the parents, guardians, and sponsors and universities as they send off yet another batch of their products to offer service to humanity. Dear graduates, I implore you to relish this memorable and joyous moment because it is just that, a moment in life's long journey. The reality is that it marks the commencement, as it is rightfully referred to in other countries, of a longer journey. The best gift you can take with you from the university as you begin this journey is the intellectual power to think and choose with confidence which experiences in life will define you. You can choose to give up and whine in the face of adversity, or can choose to interpret adversity as a hurdle to triumph over. You can choose to give up in the face of failure, or you can interpret this as a cue to work harder. You can choose to project and blame others in the face of incapability, or you can construe it as a call to go back to school and learn more. You can choose to lend a hand to a person in need, or you can choose to look the other way. The list is as long as our life's experiences, and while it is true that we are a product of our experiences, it is the interpretations we take from these experiences that will ultimately define who we are. The choice is yours. Dear graduates, as you embark on this journey, whatever path you take, choose the path that you will enjoy traveling, one that you are passionate about, and one that you will eagerly look forward to every new day because you love traveling on it. And in doing so, you will be committed to whatever you do, you will be happier and more fulfilled doing it, and you will offer your best. Society will generally benefit because of your intellectual power, but you cannot be persuaded, pushed, cajoled, or even arm-twisted and corrupted to do what you love and are happy doing. We look upon you to uphold high morals and values out there as we endeavor in the building of a better society and a better country. A country devoid of corruption and injustices to our fellow countrymen. Borrowing from our national anthem, service will truly be your honest endeavor. Society expects nothing less. As an intellectual member of the society, it is expected that you change how people work and think out there. Do not be deluded that society owes you. Quite the contrary, you do. Your parents, guardians, and sponsors have sacrificed for you to see this day. And for some of you, the society has also sacrificed to subsidize your education. It is your time to give back. As you set out to do that, do not think that you are now gurus in your chosen fields, because doing so will block your minds from learning and developing. You are at the lower steps of life's learning ladder that will take you an entire lifetime to climb. You will need frames of mind that are open and willing to learn from what life has to offer for you to climb this ladder effortlessly. It is more satisfying to serve, more fulfilling to give, more gratifying to help, and more enriching to have a better society. I exhort you to excel, to elect to be enriched, gratified, and fulfilled by choosing to engage in those activities in life that will lead you to these experiences, and may the fruits of your labor fill your hearts with thanksgiving. Dear graduates, I welcome you to the Alumni Association, a platform for interacting and engaging with intellectual minds in serving the society and giving back to society. To our guests who went through this university too, we are looking forward to your relentless support so that we can steer this beloved university to greater heights. And for more details, you can visit our information tent. Congratulations to you all. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, allow me to appreciate the presence of the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Education, and all the principal secretaries that are around, and all protocol observed. Allow me to say that today is a great occasion for the Co-operative University of Kenya, and I want to thank you most sincerely for setting aside time for your very busy schedule to join us in this first graduation ceremony, Charter Award celebration and inauguration of our pioneer Chancellor, Dr. Joseph Nyaga. Today is an occasion that marks the ultimate fulfillment of the long-awaited dream of CUK becoming a fully fledged university, hence graduating her own degree graduates. Mr. Chancellor, sir, this university has come a long way, starting all the way in 1990s when it was a college, until it has now graduated to become a fully fledged university, an event which happened on 7th of October this year. Mr. Chancellor, sir, we have embarked on various developments which we have been undertaking. Among them programs, new programs that we'll be able to implement for academic, both at certificate or diploma level and also degree level. And Mr. Chancellor, sir, it's good to note that for the first time we'll be now inaugurating our master's and also PhD programs. Mr. Chancellor, sir, it's good to note that this university has done its best, and we can say that we actually stand by the ISO standards, which are the ISO 9000, 2000, and the university acknowledges with gratitude the support it has always received from the Commission of University Education at every stage of this progress of evolution. Mr. Chancellor, sir, I'm glad also to announce that when the President actually chartered us, it was a moment that we had really waited for quite some time, and therefore we can say our joy is full today as we celebrate this great award of charter. Mr. Chancellor, sir, we have seen this institution grow, and at the moment we are talking of over 4,000 students that we are having, and as we add on the blessings of the charter, we are trusting that we shall be able to cross over the 5,000 mark before the end of the coming year. We are also looking forward to do a lot of training in various areas, also to do a lot of research. This is an area which is quite new, and as you mentioned, we are actually the pioneers for research in cooperatives, and we'll be able to make a great contribution not only to this institution or the nation, but also even to other nations and the cooperative movement. Mr. Chancellor, sir, we want to appreciate and also say thank you to the ministry, because it has given us a lot of support, both financially, morally, and they have encouraged us to be where we are. They played a very leading role ensuring that we get our charter, so we are really very grateful. We have also, Mr. Chancellor, developed a 5-year strategic plan for the university, which will be launched soon. We have completed University Development Plan, which captures the development focus for the university to ensure plan development. We have also developed a master plan for the university to ensure optimal use of space in the university. And we are in the process of developing a public-private partnership funded projects, which will allow for entrepreneurs to establish key facilities required by the university. Mr. Chancellor, sir, as we look into the future, we appreciate the support we have received from various sources, and I want specifically to mention the cooperative movement that has been very, very close with us, and we shall soon be giving you details of some of the great venture that they have taken to ensure this institution becomes different. And we trust that this kind of collaboration with the movement will actually strengthen the foundation for this institution and therefore make it the only institution in Africa that we can be able to look upon in the cooperative training. Mr. Chancellor, sir, we are also looking forward to development of new infrastructure to meet the expanding population. We want to take this opportunity to extend our request for support from our partners and well-wishers to enable us achieve development targets and also make their contribution in providing high-quality manpower necessary for driving this institution forward. Mr. Chancellor, sir, I want to really say I'm very happy that the Cabinet Secretary is here. Cabinet Secretary, I would like you to note that as a young institution, we shall really be looking upon you to give us a lot of support. We know we have stopped maybe taking the milk of our mother, but we'll still need to be pushed a little bit so that we continue running faster than we are doing at the moment. So we really, really appreciate the support of the ministry. But finally, on behalf of the CUK Council, the management, the staff, the students, the stakeholders, allow me to say thank you very much, all of you, for enabling us to reach where we are. And may God bless you so much as you continue to support us. And I want to say to our graduates, as you leave, please note this is a unique institution. We have given you a unique kind of training. We look forward for you to serve this nation in a greater way that has never been seen before. The movement has already said they are waiting for you. Not only here in Kenya, even in other parts of Africa and the world. So we are challenging you not to go and sleep at home. Don't go and sleep, don't go and cry, don't go and just sit down. Ensure that you use the knowledge you have received to make a difference.
The PS, State Department of University Education, Professor Colette Suda, PS, State Department of Cooperatives, Pioneer Chancellor, Co-operative University of Kenya, council members, acting vice chancellor, vice chancellors and CEOs of national cooperative institutions and alumni, 2016 graduates, university staff and students, invited guests. I want to acknowledge very especially the presence of our chief guest, who is our CS Ministry of Education, and thank him so much for leaving critical assignments this morning that he started to do and join us. So ladies and gentlemen, it is our joy to have him here, to have the parents, to have the university college and staff and students, and especially to notice, sir, that last year we graduated 500 students. Today we are graduating over 1,000 students. Let's give ourselves a hand clap. Last year, the congregation that was gathered here was like a third of what we are. Today, we are overflowing, and before long, we shall fill this compound. It is a great growth in just 1 year. Allow me, Mr. Chancellor, sir, to also congratulate you on your appointment by His Excellency, our President, Kenyatta, as the titular head of this great university. I also want to recognize the achievement by pioneer graduates who are today graduating from this university. And my congratulations go to you as you write history as the first students of CUK. I can testify that you've walked a long mile, and it is great that you have come together to this first day to talk of our first graduation ceremony. Allow me, Mr. Chancellor, sir, to recognize the efforts of the University Council, the management staff, the students, and our stakeholders as we have journeyed towards charter. The team spirit I, as chair of council, have experienced is exceptional. Indeed, my council, sir, is a team, an efficient working force, who too are writing history of the great labor that has finally delivered this university. And with that, I'd like my council to stand up. Could all the council members please stand up where you are? Ladies and gentlemen, clap for them, but before you clap, know that these men and women begin their meetings at 7 a.m. whenever they meet in the morning. 7:30, we open our agenda. They are efficient men and women who turn up full council whenever they are called upon. Let's give them a clap for helping us come this far. As you are aware that we've been told, of course, that our university started from, you can sit down, from a great journey many years ago. And major milestones have been covered to deliver us to this place. I want to thank the cooperative movement who have kept the dream of a university at the forefront. Our chairman sent his apologies today and his briefings will be brought to us. He had competing engagements that could not allow him to come. And they have promised, as a cooperative alliance and the entire cooperative movement, to work with us to ensure that we deliver as we move on a wonderful university that serves our nation, the region, and Africa. The cooperative movement is #1 in Africa, and our hope is that we shall be the #1 university following the movement, especially for this sector. Mr. Chancellor, sir, we cannot fail to celebrate those individuals today who actually have brought us this far, and especially our first Chancellor, who is with us this morning. We know that, as you've been told in your citation, that you worked very hard, the Honorable Dr. Nyaga, with Professor Esther Gechero, who could not be here. She has traveled. She brings her regards when we were at the college and then moving on to a university. Mr. Chancellor, sir, the Council and Management of CUK have together developed a strategic plan, setting ambitious goals for this university, representing the needs not just of the university, but also of the wider stakeholders who actually are here, some of them and some of them far and scattered around this continent. We carried a critical analysis of who we are, where we are coming from, our strengths, weaknesses, threats, and opportunities. And we have also come up with a master plan that will help us to develop this university so that in 10 years' time we can be seated in this place and look back and say, look how far we have come. In our strategic plan, Mr. Chancellor, sir, we have set 7 strategic objectives. We believe that we'll produce high-quality academic training programs. We believe that we shall promote research and innovation, especially in the cooperative movement, and find out what it is that makes Africa great as a cooperative continent and this nation as #1. We shall enhance outreach to cooperative sector and other communities. We want to become a university that stretches from PhDs all the way to the grassroots, impacting even the chama in the village, women and their table banking. That's how far our eyes go. We want to strengthen our financial resource base, because we know that we have the capacity to grow this institution, especially among ourselves and our stakeholders. We want to ensure, sir, that governance is topmost. And I know that so far our governance has been excellent. And I want to thank again Council and Management for the leadership of this institution. Our hope is to develop infrastructure, creating physical facilities that will meet our needs. We want to market CUK and our products and our services. Chancellor, sir, these objectives were developed with this great day in mind. And so we know that it will be a challenge to continue to grow, but we are ready for it. With the charter in our hands, we shall endeavor to provide high-quality academic training by offering excellent academic programs in well-equipped state-of-the-art facilities. The CUK management, sir, is busy refocusing their energies in developing market-driven programs within our proposed 5 schools, and we shall be rolling out that plan as we move on into the next year. Further, sir, I wish to know that the Governing Council recently recruited a good number of high-caliber academic staff capable of spearheading the implementation of our strategic objectives. Currently, CUK has an adequate number of PhD holders to run postgraduate programs. Let's clap for ourselves because we've come very far. We shall do all that is possible so that upholding the Commission for University Education Regulations, we can start postgraduate programs as soon as possible. And at this juncture, I wish to thank Professor Some and his team. They have been so encouraging. They come to inspect us gently. They help us to proceed. They help us to change our strategies so that we can meet the standards of the Commission. And so between you and